Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver and today we are playing the Fates. And yeah, so we're gonna start off with a Wizard's Familiar, probably my favorite starting unit with the Fates outside of Polywoggle. And then we get an extra Wizard's Familiar in the shop here. Unfortunately, we don't have the econ to buy two characters, otherwise this would be an incredible turn 2, but I'm just gonna take this and take the Familiar and then take the free roll. Since we're gonna get one in the shop next turn anyways, I'm not super, I don't really feel like I need to buy an extra one afterwards, so honestly I probably should have locked that shop there. The free roll means that I'm gonna be able to buy two characters and cast a spell either way, so but yeah, we're gonna triple our Wizard's Familiar here. And there's not really a good avenue to cast this spell. We would have to buy the Happy Little Tree and cast the spell, but I want to buy the Cinderella. These treasures are, like Runestones and Hermes Boots are both fine, but I'm going to skip here. Just to increase my my gold and then basically just make my board stronger. Since none of those things added to my board strength-wise, I figured just taking the extra gold and finding a spell to cast is going to be a little bit better. Yeah, unfortunately we don't win the fight though. But got a pretty large Wizard's Familiar, and we get out Wormroot here, which is a little bit awkward, but rolling and finding the Genie's Wish is fantastic. And we get a Wish Upon a Star. And I mean, there's a shot that we can win this fight even. Like a 13-13, depending on what the opponent's board is potentially big enough to just clean up the whole fight here. It's possible that I should be taking Billy Gruff, should just sell the chicken for Billy Gruff just to get an extra stat on board, but I'm going to take the Crafty because, I mean, I'm going to have an extra treasure next turn. So the Crafty is going to be a 4/4, and there's a pair there, so. But yeah, we do end up winning the fight, so we're on level 4. So we can cast the spell and get our treasure. Pretty easy Merlin slippers there. We're just going to use the extra spells to find extra cantrips to scale up this Wizard's Familiar as much as we can. And I want to buy the other Crafty, so I'm going to lock it. I'm just going to cycle this Billy Gruff and buy this Arthur. It's a pretty early Arthur, so it could potentially turn into something good if we can find more royals in a reasonably fast fashion. Definitely happy to take a Friendly Spirit. And then the Genie's Wish gives us Merlin's Test for one gold onto our Friendly Spirit, so that's great. And yeah, then we find a shop with 2 extra Arthurs, so that's a very easy lock as well. And we're just tearing through these fights now. We get to triple our Arthur. It's still 4.0, and Sky Castle seems like a no-brainer here because we've already got the golden Arthur. If we can just find some royals in the next few shops, then that can really scale out of control real fast. Not to mention we're 2 experience ahead, so like getting up to level 6 and finding Princess P and being able to get level 6 treasures out of Princess P is going to be really good. I'm not really sure about that in hindsight, that play. We get to, we get stats on the Wizard's Familiar, and I mean, the Vampire is going to scale it a little bit, but like selling the Crafty pair seems a little loose. Our opponent has a full range backline, but it's not enough to overcome our stats. I consider taking the Lancelot here, but we don't really have any, we'd have to rely on it just getting natural slays. So I'm not really too inclined to take Lancelot when I don't have a very clear avenue to finish its quest, so I'm just gonna roll past it. Rolled past a Sporko there, which might have been a mistake. Sporko is obviously very good at in the mid game. But yeah, so we're gonna take another Wish Upon a Star because we've got so many stats here and we're scaling naturally. Although it's worth noting that we still have yet to play a full board of characters, and yet we still just keep winning. So, and yeah, there's another fight won. So we're now 4 experience ahead and on level 6. So now we just want to find Princess P. I think I take this Juliet here, but I think that's probably not great. Like honestly, like even getting Golden Juliet at this point in the game is just not something that I think is really gonna help me. Like I don't really want to be full royals. I'm level 6. I can find better things, and if I hadn't taken it, I could take this Princess P here. So a little bit unfortunate there. Probably just a misplay. Just trying to lean into Sky Castle too much, which can be a bit of a trap. And once again, our overwhelming stats, just tearing through fights, and we knock out Skip. And we do need to find some supports here. I mean, I could take this Baby Root, and maybe I should have, but I end up rolling and finding this shop, which is basically exactly what I want. I'm going to be able to triple this Friendly Spirit, as well as I can Evil Twin the Princess P, and I'll have 12 gold to do all that next turn. Yeah, I'll be able to Evil Twin the Princess P, which will give me 2 copies and upgrade because of Sky Castle and give me a level 6 treasure. So we still need to find supports again, but we're still in pretty good shape here. And this opponent has an upgraded Jormungand already, with behind a Baba Yaga, or in front of a Baba Yaga. So I think we're gonna get dealt a pretty bad loss here. Take 12, ouch. But again, we get triple our 4, and we find Horn of Olympus, and then we Evil Twin our P. I consider getting Wand of Weirding here, because if we find any more Evil Twins, like since we have the Merlin Slippers, I guess we'd be replacing the Merlin Slippers, but if we take Wand of Weirding and find more Evil Twins, we can basically get Golden Arthurs out of every Evil Twin, which can be pretty good. But I mean, level 4 treasures aren't really that great, and we're already past the point where Arthur scaling is really something we're going to be relying on. I think we're just going to take the Singing Sword, because the arc is a little bit far off as well. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of the arc. It's just like it takes a lot of setup, and you have to play some pretty bad characters to get the bonus, which does fall off eventually because it's static. And the fact the arc doesn't like apply to like tokens or anything like that just makes it kind of awkward, I think. And we're gonna take Lancelot here now that we can instantly turn in the quest. And I'm gonna lock this Baba Yaga because we have Horn, we have Lancelot, and it's another range support for our Princess P. And this APOC does not have a weak board. We've lost 2 fights in a row, but I think we're gonna. Yeah, we're fine on this one, so we knocked them out. They were also going for Princess P comp. All right, and we're gonna take the Evil Eye, of course. It's fantastic with our Golden Princess P, as well as Arcana Lancelot half slay plan. At this point, we're just looking for more supports. We found another Baba Yaga. It's a little bit awkward because we go down a fair amount of stats, but we have enough benched units, and we can sell this Wizard's Familiar to buy this Baba Yaga, and we're just gonna go for it. That way, we don't have to lock it and buy it next turn and then roll. And I mean, like, it makes our backline weak until Princess P dies, but then it makes our backline absurd. Once Princess P dies, that is. And we're getting some pretty big Lance Slays here, so he's scaling up. Right, and there's another Princess P in the shop. So I could take Ambrosia, which would be good just like it for another support. I could even put the Boomhilda in slot 7 there, but I think I'm gonna take the Hand of Midas here. It does like getting another golden Princess P here is really gonna send us over the top. So I think it's worth it. We lose our singing sword permanently, but I think the trade-off is definitely worth it. And now we can lock the Sporko and Lady of the Lake here. Probably just gonna take the Lady of the Lake, getting some health on the Princess Ps, and subsequently the support. This is gonna be really huge. Trying to remember what the Loki had. And yeah, I think the health is just more important. We've got plenty of attack on these Ps. There's a world where we take Jormungand there, but it's tough when we have to rely on just Lancelot. But anyways, we find River Wish Mermaid, which means we're gonna replace the Lady of the Lake with that. So now our Princess Ps are gonna be, if they get slays, they're gonna be just popping off with slay stats, and yeah, we get that first slay. So we're just gonna sit through a lot of animation, and we're gonna get a ton of stats on these Ps. Opponent sends out an emote, and I'm not really sure how to respond, so I just don't. I don't know if that's or what kind of context that emote's in. So yeah, and since we don't need the Fates bonus anymore, we can switch heroes, and we're gonna switch into Morgan Le Fay. We're below 20, so we get a free level 6 treasure. And there's Phoenix Feather, which basically finishes our comp. I don't really like taking that Boomhilda in hindsight. I feel like we should probably just find more slay supports. Like, we don't really need the extra attack from the Boomhildas anymore. Yeah, we get our first slay with Princess P and get a ton of stats. Then we get our second slay with Princess P, which gets a ton more stats and gets a little bit bigger, which is relevant because it's going to get attacked into, resummoned with the Phoenix Feather, and then it's going to get to attack again and get even more stats with these slays. Lancelot gets a slay, and yeah. And Loki sending out another emote, I guess signaling that they recognize that they can never beat us and are not even going to try. So yeah, so there's the Fates Princess P comp. Yeah, this is definitely a high roll game. Getting 4 XP ahead and then being able to Sky Castle the Princess P and then Hand of Midas the Princess P was pretty brutal for the rest of the lobby. So yeah, I hope you found this entertaining. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about this game. For those of you that are worried about Princess P being too strong, they are testing out a nerf on the beta right now, where they're reducing her stats, her base stats, down to 7/7. So hopefully that'll maybe make her a little bit less of an easy pick. It's kind of the good boy effect, whereas they kept nerfing Good Boy's base stats until it was just something that you weren't like always taking. Because yeah, at one point in the game, like you would just the whole game plan of the game was just get to 6, find Good Boy, and that's it. And I think some people feel like that's the same effect with Princess P right now, is you just get to 6, find Princess P, and you've already got supports. But yeah. All right, yeah, I think that's everything. So I will see you tomorrow.